Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here and welcome back to another Cardano video. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss an update. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's all about security, things that you guys need to know about security on the internet in general, as well as within cryptocurrency. And then we'll talk a bit about Cardano security as well. I'm going to ask that you guys please do share this video out there if you get some value from it. Give it a like and leave a comment down below so it jumps up in the algorithm. If you see it on some of these social media sites like Reddit, Facebook, anywhere like that, do give it a like or an upvote so people know it's worth watching. It did run on a little bit long because I get into a lot of different aspects of security. I will put some timestamps down below that you can skip to certain sections if you want to. But again, I hope that you guys get some value and do share it out there to help save other people getting caught up in some of the scams that are out there right now. So let's jump into it. Okay, let's jump in here. And the article that you are looking at here, there will be a direct link to that down below. So this is over on my website. And again, this may change over time. There will be new stuff added to it, but the basics of what is there right now is some of the key foundations within internet security in general, as well as cryptocurrency. So first up, antivirus. Make sure that you get yourself a good antivirus on your system. There's free ones out there, there's paid ones. Get one that suits your needs. Personally, I use Kaspersky, probably butchering that name, but that is the one that I use personally. Again, I've used this for a year or two now, and I've had no issues with it. Other people will have different preferences. Just make sure that you always keep it up to date. Next up then is passwords. Use a unique password on every website that you use. Again, this can be a pain. Some people will say it's impossible to do it, but what you do is you use a password manager. The password manager then stores all of your unique passwords in it, and you only need to remember one master password. Again, Kaspersky has a password manager as part of their antivirus package, so that's the one that I personally use. So when I go on in the morning, I have to put in the vault master password, and then that means that when I go onto any website during the day and I want to log in, it has the little green key beside it that I click to choose which credentials I want to use. There's lots of other ones out there. LastPass is another really popular one. There's lots of open source options out there as well. So again, get one that suits your own needs. One common mistake, and one that I used for years, was letting Google remember your passwords. And at first I didn't kind of think of it or anything like that, but it's only when I see people getting hacked that I realize how dangerous this actually is. When Google remembers your passwords, if someone gets into your Google account, hacks your Google account, then they have access to all of your passwords. Every password that is remembered within Google. So this could be every single website you use, your exchange websites, your bank passwords, all of that type of stuff. They have access to that by getting into one location. So again, don't let Google remember it. You don't need them knowing absolutely it. They know enough about all of us. They don't need to know all our passwords as well. Emails then. So again, don't use the same email address for everything out there. Personally, I use different email addresses for different exchanges, and that means that if anything happens to one and they get the email address and they get the password, it's no good to them. Now, once again, using multiple emails is another pain. It's hard to have individual email accounts and all of that. You can link them all together, but again, that does impact your security. So I use ProtonMail. This is an encrypted email service, and they have both free accounts and paid accounts. I personally use a paid account because of one feature that I really do like, and that is being able to create multiple email addresses under the one main account. So with ProtonMail, I have one email account created, which I use to log into ProtonMail. And then within that, I create multiple other emails in there. So again, with the Plus account, you get 5 email addresses, and then they have other ones as well. Professional, I think, is the one I'm on. It gives you up to 10 email addresses. And the reason that I find this feature really good is because if something happens, I get hacked. Some of the exchanges or some of the sites that I use get hacked and they get my email address, and then they go back to try and log into ProtonMail. It won't recognize the email as a login. So again, the only email that can log in is the one that I originally created, which I use absolutely nowhere. The only thing that that email address is used for is to log into the account, while all the other email addresses that I create within that are then used to log into other sites. And again, they all feed back into the one account. There are other measures to secure it, and I will talk through them as well. So securing your emails then, when you are securing it, use a two-factor authentication for your emails and login. Now, I will talk about two-factor down further, but again, secure your emails more than just a username and password. Use something like 2FA, and don't use SMS backups if you can at all. I will discuss that further on why that is a big no really in the world of online security. Next up is VPNs, so virtual private networks. Basically, these allow you to mask the location that you're in. So when I log on, I go in and I pick the country that I wanted to look like I'm coming from. Like this in the past would have been, people would have said, oh, you're trying to do something shady if you're using VPNs. But nowadays, it just puts an extra barrier between you and people who are out there trying to get your credentials, whether it's your ID documents or anything like that, or your crypto. It is an extra layer of security. Two of the most popular ones are ExpressVPN and Surfshark. So up next is bookmark your official sites. So when you go on to your exchanges, so whether this is Binance.com or Kraken.com or whatever it is, or whether it is the official sites of the cryptocurrencies that you use, bookmark the addresses when you know you're on the right ones. The reason I say this is because if you are putting in or trying to type in the URL every time, you might put in the wrong letter and get redirected to a scammer's website. Or if you go searching every time, sometimes what they do is they're able to rank websites, scammers out there, they're able to rank websites up near the very top with very similar names, so you may click on the wrong one. So once you know you have the right sites, just bookmark them so every time you can go to the bookmarks. Two-factor authentication then. This is something that you can add to every reputable website now, I would say, uses a form of two-factor authentication. This means that when you go to log into an account, the first door that you come to, you need the username and password. Once you get past that, you open that, then there's another door on the inside and it's asking for a PIN code that is generated by a two-factor authentication method. So the first one is SMS. So you can set it up that when you get there, they text you a code that you use to then get in. SMS is one of the weakest methods, I would say, and what you see is some of these big stories out there about people getting robbed of their crypto through a process of SIM swapping. So this is where the hackers, they ring up the phone carriers and they get a copy of the person's SIM card sent out to them. So then when they go to the exchanges or go to somewhere that they need them codes, the codes to log in get sent to the hacker as well. They get a copy of the PIN and they can get in and get out with your funds quicker than you can get in there and save it. So that's why SMS is not a great idea. And again, sites like Gmail and all of that use SMS as a backup. It sounds good, sounds like you can always get in, but you are only the security of your accounts is only as strong as your weakest access point or your weakest backup point. And SMS is generally a weak point. Email is another one that you can use for 2FA. Again, this is going to depend on how secure your emails are. So if you have fairly good security on your emails, this is a slightly better option than SMS. But one that I would recommend is 2FA app. So this picture here shows you how to set it up. So when you go onto a lot of sites, you can get an app on your phone. Google Authenticator or Authy is another one. You can see the logo there. And what this does is when you link this up to the account that you want to set it up on, when you then go to log into these accounts, they will ask you for a 6-digit PIN for Google Authenticator, and this is generated on your phone. So this changes I think it's generally every 30 seconds, there's a new code generated on your phone. So when you go to log in, you need to give that 6-digit code. So again, it's secure because it's constantly changing in the back end. Again, for me, the option that I have chosen is Yubikey. And you can see here is a new Yubikey. So I bought these last week. I've set up the first one. I need to set up the second one. The reason that I bought two of them is to have a backup. And instead of the code being generated on something else and I have to manually put it in, what happens is when you use the Yubikey, when I go to log in now, they ask me for a PIN that I have set up on that Yubikey. So again, it's the same PIN every time. But once you get past that, you actually have to physically press the button. So you can see the button here and here on these keys. You have to physically press that to then let you into the site. So again, when you're using the password manager and you're using the hardware device to get into these accounts, it actually is faster to get in, but there's so many more layers of security there because the password manager autofills your login credentials, and then when you go to log in, you don't have to go searching for the PIN code. You just have to put in the one that you already set. It's the same one every time, and then just physically press the key on the device here. So then browser security. So again, you can add blockers onto your browser as well. Some of the VPNs and some of the antivirus software will automatically try and block ads as well, and block malware and block trackers on your site. I would say don't go overkill on adding add-ons to your browser, because you could add a third-party one that gets extra permissions that you don't want it to have, and it could copy and paste anything that you are trying to post or anything like that. So only add ones that you trust. And again, if you're looking for just ad blockers, I would say use the Brave browser. And again, it's one that I personally use myself. So then holding your cryptocurrency securely. So when we come to this with Cardano, I have done a video here that talks through all of the different wallet options from holding on exchanges, which I don't recommend you do long term. When you are coming to terms, when you come in new first and you are learning about wallets and security and all of that, it's okay to leave your crypto on an exchange in the beginning. Personally, I would not leave it there long term. I like to hold it in a wallet where I personally hold the keys, and I'm the only one who can actually physically move the coins. So again, that video, you can check it out. That goes through all the wallet options and shows how to do it. For me, the two that I personally use are Yoroi and Daedalus. And with them two wallets, I also add an extra layer of security, and I use a hardware wallet. So again, this section here, I use a hardware wallet, and this here is a Ledger Nano X. And what this means is that just like the Yubikey to get into different accounts, when I want to move the currency that is attached to these, I have to have physical access to this device to actually move them. So again, what I will do is Ledger and Trezor are the two most popular ones, and when you want to hold your Cardano and you want to stake it, then Ledger and Trezor are the two that you need to consider. I have put in a note here about Ledger's database was hacked a while ago. Now, this does not mean that your Ledger is in any danger or anything like that. The most important thing always with these hardware devices is the seed phrase. Never give out your seed phrase. It's a 24-word phrase that you get when you set up the wallet. So if anyone else ever gets that, then they could restore your wallet onto their own device. This is the same when you set up. So if you set up a wallet through Daedalus or Yoroi, you will be given a seed phrase as well. This could be 15 words or it could be 24 words. Again, always keep that safe. Don't keep a digital copy of it. Don't take pictures of it. Take a paper copy of it. Take 2 paper copies of it, and just keep that safe. Again, digital copies, if your laptop gets infected or if you take pictures with your phone, then there's always potential for a leak there. So secure the seed phrase as safe as you possibly can. Adding the hardware device adds that extra layer of security as well when you are looking at wallets. So again, the links for wallets, what I am doing here is Daedalus, Yoroi and Adalite are the 3 wallets that I'm putting here. Now Adalite, I didn't actually include them in that video, but Adalite is also a really good wallet. I would say it's a good wallet if you're using a hardware device. I personally wouldn't recommend it for using your seed phrase, because you have to put that in every time you want to get access, or you have to use the JSON file that you have to upload. But if you're using a hardware device, then Adalite is another good option. I get lots of questions on that all the time. For me, if you're just setting up the wallet and not using hardware, then I would say Daedalus or Yoroi are the options to go with. Yoroi is a browser plugin, sits in your browser, and it remembers the wallet, so you don't have to put in your seed phrase every time you want to access it. Again, you can link your hardware wallets into these as well. So the reason that these are better is because you put in the seed phrase once into these wallets and they remember. Some people think that when they don't like the aspect that when you go into these wallets, you can actually see everything that's linked to it, but you can rest assured that you can't actually send anything out of them without having the password, the spending password that you set up when you first set the wallet. And again, if you don't remember the sending password that you set when you created these wallets, you will need to restore the wallet using your seed phrase. That is the only way that you can effectively reset the spending password. Common scams now. So again, there are more and more scams out there every single day. Giveaway scams, they're never going to double your crypto when you send them a certain amount. If there is ever legitimate giveaways, then you don't need to send them anything first. They will be able to send you the coins. If you win something or something like that, they'll be able to send you the funds first. You don't need to ever send anything to anyone. You will see videos on YouTube or Twitter giveaways and stuff like this you will see videos of Charles or other prominent people within cryptocurrency with a video there, and what the scammers do is they download the video, they put an overlay on it with addresses for you to send the crypto to, and they're going to send you double back. That's all scams. Charles will never ever give away cryptocurrency, and neither will any of the other big names within crypto. Fake wallets as well. There was a fake Daedalus wallet, a mobile wallet put on the Play Store recently, and unfortunately a lot of people were caught with this. What happens is the scammers create these wallets, and when you download it and put in your seed phrase into it, that seed phrase is then sent to the scammers and they are able to take your crypto out of the wallet. So only ever get wallets from the official sources, and again I'm going to have them linked in this post. Where is it gone? So again, Daedalus, Uroi, Adolite, I will have the official links there. So make sure you don't just randomly Google or randomly take any apps off the store. Even when you are looking for the Uroi mobile wallet, I would say go to the Uroi website and get the direct link from there. Telegram then, again, there's always Telegram scams. Admins in a Telegram group will never message you first. When you join new cryptocurrency Telegram groups, you can sometimes get 3-4 different people messaging you straight away. They're all bots. They're messaging you saying how can they help you, that they're an admin, but they never are. When you go into a Telegram group, go into the members, and then in there you can see who the admins are. And if you ever get a message from someone that says they are an admin, go into the group, check the group members, and then when you see the one that they are claiming to be, click that person and click send message, and you will see, I would say 99% of the time, that it is not that real admin that has messaged you, because the message field will be blank. It's just a copy account. On copy accounts then as well, YouTube comments. This has got completely out of hand lately, where scammers are just bombarding the comment section. Again, you probably will see them in this video as well, of where they have copied the person who is doing the video, they've copied their profile, and they're just putting up messages saying WhatsApp me on this, or this fund manager will make you millions of Bitcoin. And I will never recommend a fund manager. I'll never give out numbers like this. I'll never ask you for funds. So any of that is all scams. When you see a real comment, you can see the background is highlighted here from the author. I would say for now that works. You can identify real comments like that, but in the future, who knows what these scammers will be able to do. Summary then. So this video has gone on longer than I had planned, but hopefully it gives people a lot of value. I really do think that people need to see this, especially anyone who's new in cryptocurrency. So the summary: keep your devices up to date. All software, all antivirus, keep it up to date. Always double check the website URLs that you go on to. When you're sending cryptocurrency, always double check the addresses that you're sending to. When you are sending it and you are going to confirm on your hardware device, just confirm the addresses is showing properly on the hardware device as well. Giveaways, generally always scams. Use 2FA on all sites that you can. And again, I would say the majority of reputable sites now use 2FA. Yubikey would be the top level for me in terms of security. Use multiple email addresses where possible. Use hardware wallets whenever possible as well. They do give you that extra layer of security. And in general, don't store crypto on exchanges. Get it off into wallets that you control. When you buy the crypto first, it is fine to use exchanges, because you need to understand how everything works. Test out with small amounts first and then move up and take off more of your funds once you understand how the security of the wallets work. I really do hope this video has been a help. I will ask you guys again to please share it out there. Leave a comment so it starts to get noticed. If you see it out there on any of these social media sites, give it a like, leave a comment to tell people that they do need to see this. And if you're not subscribed here, please do subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I appreciate all shares and comments.